Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric, and I'm back at you with another video. Today it is Sunday, March 5th. I hope you're having a great day so far. If you could do me a favor, please hit the subscribe button down below. We are so close. We are that close to 4,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate all the support, all the love. Leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this video. Today I'm reacting to another plot twist compilation, but this time it's focusing on Wes's journey. So apparently there's a lot of wild moments here in season 11, and this is just one of them. So let's get right into it right now.
It's very hard for me to admit I have a problem. I would say without a doubt 100% I am a food addict.
My 600-pound life is full of stories about patients trying to better themselves after years of food addiction, and Wess is no exception. It's hard for these people to accept just how out of control their lives have become, and seeing that number on the scale can be a huge wake-up call. Wess.
Well, as they say, the first step is admitting that you have a problem, admitting that you have a food addiction. Because once you realize that you have that, it's so much easier to face reality, right? You know what you have, and then you're going to have to overcome that. What does it take? Getting some psychological help, finding ways of overcoming that. It's going to take a lot of work, but yeah, once you know you have an addiction and you can admit it, that's a really good first step.
This story perfectly encapsulates the journey, and he recovers from both his physical and mental roadblocks. So subscribe if you haven't already, click that bell, and let's dive right into it.
Every day you wake up is a blessing, especially at my size. I'm very grateful that I'm as mobile as I am, but I'm scared that it's getting to be less and less.
Wess knows his weight is out of control, and he's afraid that he's losing what little mobility he has left. And
that's almost how I was. Like, you see him struggling to get up out of bed. I was mobile. I could get up out of bed. I could do a few things. But it was getting to that point where I was losing more and more mobility, and it was getting harder just to stand, just to do anything. And then when you added on my knee pain, like I was out of breath just going pee. Like that's when you know that you are you're really bad off, that you can't even go to the bathroom without being out of breath.
And honestly, looking at him, it's pretty clear to see that those fears are justified.
On a bad day, just the physical act of carrying all the weight on my stomach creates a pain that is so intense. I remember growing up, you always saw those commercials of those old people that are like, help, I'm falling, I can't get up. At this size, I have fallen. And the first thing that runs.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you have all that weight on the front of you. If you are a woman who has large breasts, you understand what that's like. You have a lot of weight up front, and it's really going to trigger your muscles in the back. And for me, when I was at my heaviest, having all this weight on the front, that's where I carry most of my weight. I have some rolls on the back. I have some weight on my arms and stuff like that. But most of it is on the front. And so just doing even a little bit of walking, like I explain it sometimes. It's like bone on bone, my lower back is just pressing into each other, and it's severing some nerves or something. I have degenerative disc disease. I had that x-rayed before, and it can be like 12 on a 10-point scale. Like, it's the most painful experience that I've ever had before. And just walking for 2 minutes really triggers that. And if I don't sit down, I'm going to collapse, because my body was not meant to carry that amount of weight.
To your mind is, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
Wow, that is bad. Wess, I think you're right. If things don't change soon, you're going to be bedbound.
Mainly, I'll just kind of sit and think about what I'll order for breakfast. The thought of eating, especially the first time in the morning, is so exhilarating. I don't love the way my body looks, so I'm grateful I can always rely on ordering through the app on my phone.
Well,
yeah, I mean, it's the very first thing you think about in the morning is, what am I going to eat? I mean, you wake up, you're in pain, you're depressed, you're like, oh, I woke up in this body again. So the only thing you can think of is, I need my drug, I need my fix, let's get some food, come on, let's go. And yeah, I mean, I totally remember living that way. Now I don't even eat my first meal until like, between 10 and noon. So that's one of the things I did, is like, I'm not going to wake up in the morning and think about food first thing anymore.
well, that could explain the weight gain.
One of the perks of living by yourself is being able to eat breakfast naked.
Now, in some
Is that really a perk, being able to eat breakfast naked? Like, it sounds like he's having a sexual experience right now. But I love me some breakfast burritos, and those look delicious. I haven't had a breakfast burrito in a long time. I could really go for some right now, so I hope he's willing to share.
episodes, if you want to be generous, you can assume that the patients are ordering enough food for multiple people. That possibility doesn't exist here. Wess lives alone, and he's clearly eating all that by himself. And good lord, it's a pyramid of breakfast burritos. Honestly, I think Wess eats more for breakfast than I do in a whole day.
I was home a lot by myself. That's when a family member was very sexually abusive towards me. He did a lot of horrible, horrible things that I would never wish upon a child.
Yeah, I mean that was my experience. It was a male member of my family. I talked about how I was sexually abused, mentally and physically as well, throughout my childhood. But yeah, that was probably the first traumatic experience I had in life, was being sexually abused by a male member of my family. And then when I told my the the female member of my family what her son had done. I didn't say it was her son though. I told her what I went through, that I was sexually abused by a member of the family. And so she really tried to get it out of me, like, you need to let this go. You need to let it out. I mean, not let it go, but you need to let it out. You need to tell me who it was so that, we could start working on it. And then when I told her it was her son, she just kind of she stopped talking to me pretty much after that. She totally defended her son and was like trying to find a way to explain it, that because I couldn't remember how old I was. I think I was about 6. I told her I thought I was about 6 years old when it happened, and she was trying to do the math in her head, and she's like, "Well, we weren't down there in Texas when you were 6. We were there." Da, da, da. And it's like, I don't remember I was 6 years old. I was maybe 7, maybe I was 5. I don't remember exactly how old I was. That was a long time ago. But she was definitely trying to find a hole in my story to make sure it wasn't true. She talked to a psychologist friend of hers who said that that can be common because he wasn't an adult, but he was probably a teenager when it happened. Um, so trying to explain that away, like, he wasn't an adult. This is normal for boys when they get that age. It's like, really, it's normal to rape a member of your family when they're just a child? I mean, I don't know. I probably talked too much about this. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to trigger anybody.
I will never get over it, and you have to cope with that somehow. And so I just ate.
Wow, that is a lot of trauma for somebody to overcome.
It was hard for me to entertain the thought that someone would ever flirt with me or find me attractive. So when I was 13, I started fooling around on the internet. And my dad caught me talking to this older man that I was attracted to.
Okay. You were 13 years old and attracted to an older man. All right. That's what they say. People who are sexually abused, they become sexualized much early, and then they, yeah, from an early age, they start exploring themselves sexually versus somebody who is not. I'm not saying somebody who is younger can't get there by themselves, but usually they develop and they grow up a little bit first, right? But when you've been sexualized from a really, really young age, you become a lot more promiscuous earlier on.
I had no choice but to come up to my dad that I was gay. It was made very known to me that that is not acceptable, but I was left feeling like I had been abandoned emotionally, just like I felt after I was molested.
Wes used food to cope with an objectively terrible childhood, and that coping method turned into an addiction, so he'll need to overcome a lot if he wants to lose this weight.
My dad takes me to the store to help me go and get groceries because I'm too big to fit behind a steering wheel.
And now we get a quick glimpse into why Wes maintains this weight. While it's obviously his fault for ordering so much terrible food, we can also see that his father buys a whole bunch of junk food that is only contributing to Wes's terrible health.
Yeah, I can already tell that probably his dad is feeling guilty. Has a lot of guilt for how his child came up and went and was molested, was neglected in some ways, and just and that's why a lot of enablers do give in, because they know that they had a part in creating this problem. And so the only way that they could show love is to give them what they want, to make them feel happy. And how they feel happy is with food. Like, you would do anything to make your kid happy, right? And if everything else makes them miserable, the only thing that there's left is their addiction.
And like leaning against the wall. And if I have no support, my stomach is gonna start pulling me and he'll see me like lean forward, go down. Okay, I'm done. I gotta go outside and sit down. I can't do this anymore.
I mean, Wes can't even stay in the store the whole time, so Rick is 100% responsible for what groceries are actually purchased.
It's very hard for me to admit I have a problem because it's
like that panic in the store. I've been there. Like, I've just been like, I can't do this. I can't do it. Like, as soon as your back starts going out and you feel like you're going to collapse, and you know it's going to be embarrassing if you fall down, and there's nowhere to sit down in the grocery store, right? There's like, rarely are there any benches or anything to sit down on. You're like, I got to go. I got to go back to the vehicle. I got to go right now.
It's like any addiction. Your mind creates the addiction. And then you just want more and more and more, and you're never satisfied. I would say, without a doubt, 100%, I am a food addict.
Based on the opening, Wes seems to be pretty aware of the situation, which isn't always the case with the patients of the show.
Today, I'm finally going to do something about my weight problem. Just about an hour from here, there is a world-class surgeon who works on people my size. And I've known about him for a while, and I finally decided that it's time for me to go see him to try to get his help.
Wes is officially off to meet Dr. Now, and conveniently enough, he's not too far away from where Wes lives.
Now we're here, and my anxiety is really, really bad. Dr. Now might be the last chance that I have to save my life and stop from eating myself to death. I'm desperate for his help, and I just hope to God that he doesn't turn me away.
We're officially at the office, and once again, we get some positive signs from Wes as he clearly knows what's at stake.
It's been a long time since I've weighed myself, and back then, I was in the low 600s.
I don't know if you hear that static. That's not coming from me.
So I think I've gained a little bit of weight since then. I'm just hoping I'm below 650.
Honestly, based on that description, I don't like his odds of being below 650. Over 700 pounds?
Yeah, I'm so glad I didn't hit that 700-pound mark. I don't know what I would have done. I was close. I was within 30 pounds of it, but yeah, I was 671 at my heaviest. I might have even been over 700 at the previous time when I was heavier, but I was so big I didn't have a scale then. I do have a scale now that goes up to 700, so I know what I was when I started this journey, but man, I'm thankful I didn't hit 700. I might have just given up completely. I don't know.
Okay, that's quite a bit more than Wes thought.
The first step is to show me that you're ready for this by losing some weight. And with your current weight, you have to lose at least 100 pounds.
So there's the goal, 100 pounds and Wes can get weight loss surgery.
And this is not something that is going to be easy, but you're going to have to bite the bullet and do that. If you aren't willing to work at this, then the surgery will eventually fail.
Dr. Now doesn't sugarcoat it either. This will be tough, but everything we've seen from Wes suggests he understands the difficulties in front.
Ooh, it looks like he has a nasty lymphedema right there on his leg. Or maybe that was his belly hanging down. I don't know.
Of him and is ready to overcome them.
I come to help you out a little bit. We're going to clean out your cupboards today.
Wes and his father are off to a great start. The best way to eat healthy is to remove the source of temptation, so here we go.
All the junk food, all the crap that I eat, it is now going to go bye-bye.
It's also great when an enabler takes responsibility for enabling, too. Like, I give a lot of crap to the enablers on this channel, but the dad seems like he's got a good head on his shoulders. He knows when it's time. And so he's like, I'm going to come over to my son's house and I'm going to make sure I clean your cupboards out. And we're going to have a good fresh start here. So far, so good on that front.
Aha!
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't see
They were hidden back there.
I don't see anything in your hands. I don't know what you're talking about. Get rid of them.
Oh, that's not so great. I'm not sure how much of that little chip gag was a joke, but if Wes is trying to hide junk food from his dad, that is a very, very bad sign.
Just the look on his face as he's watching his dad clean his cupboards out, like, ooh, like he's losing a lover or something. You could see the pain and the frustration. He's like, oh, why is this happening? He wants everything in that bag, and he wants it right now.
Cookie pop popcorn.
You know,
No good.
this was okay when you first came over, but now you're really like,
Junk food, junkie police.
you're doing it now.
Yeah, you can see this is emotionally destroying Wes. He might hate to see it, but honestly, this needs to be done.
It's been almost 5 weeks since I started on Dr. Now's program, and it hasn't been a walk in the park. My dad has been coming over just about every day to help me with my exercises, eat with me, and to keep me accountable.
That's really great. I'm glad that he has his dad there helping him that way. Keeping him accountable, helping him exercise, cleaning out his cupboards, making sure that he's not eating anything bad, making sure he's not ordering out. I mean, that's what you should do. If you're a family member of somebody who is over 600 pounds and needs to lose a lot of weight, like that's what it's going to take. I often talk about, and I know people disagree with me on this. I get the comments. I hear you loud and clear, but I can't disagree more that the family should help take responsibility. All right, if you're part of a family, there is no independence here. You rely on somebody to take care of you, and other than enabling somebody to continue eating their bad habits, it's like the family needs to rally together and help that person lose weight, because if you don't, you're going to lose them. So I don't care about independence when it comes to this. You're not independent when you're 600 pounds. You rely on somebody to help you do everything. So instead of enabling them to eat, you need to start doing stuff like this. This is what it's going to take to get a loved one to lose the weight. It's going to take helping keep them accountable, cleaning out their cupboards, go over there and help them exercise, sitting down and talking with them, take them where they need to go. Like, it's going to be a lot of work. It's not going to be easy, but this is what you have to do if you really want to save their life.
I owe Ricky an apology. His father has come through in a huge way ever since their first visit to Dr. Now.
In the morning, we do my exercises, and it takes a lot out of me. but I'm getting better at it now. I can walk to the dumpster and back, whereas before, I could barely even walk outside.
Even Wes admits that he's made a ton of progress, and there's no way he'd be able to walk that far even a month ago.
I know I haven't been perfect every day, and I've strayed off the diet more than once, but almost every day I was good. I'm feeling as good as I felt in a long time.
1 month later, it's time for the weigh-in. We've already seen that Wes is clearly improved, but losing 100 pounds isn't easy, and Wes admits to cheating on the diet a few times.
At my last appointment, I was 705 pounds.
Your weight is 695.
Oh my God.
What? 10 pounds? Oh, and you did all that walking, and you seem to be doing good. He must have been really sneaking some food when his dad wasn't home. Like maybe he'd wait for his dad to come over, and when he left, but that also means he was getting rid of the evidence somehow. Like he was, if he was getting any exercise at all, it was taking out the trash and making sure his dad did not see what he was ordering. There's no way he could have lost only 10 pounds and was sticking to the diet. Only cheated a couple times. Give me a break, Wes.
Wes, I think you might have cheated more than just once or twice.
You want me to be the one to motivate you to lose weight and keep you from gaining? Do I need to call you every day and ask you please follow the diet so you can live? You have to motivate yourself to want to do this, to save your life.
Exactly. I mean, even though you had your dad coming over, and again, I talk about the family connection, you need the support from your family, but at the same time, it's like you got to want to do it. You can't have somebody coming over and forcing you to do it. You can't have Dr. Now calling you every day to make sure you're on it. Like, you're going to have moments when you're alone, and you have to get through those moments, right? You have to fight through.
And you have to decide if it is worth more to you than food.
Dr. Now's completely right here. If Wes doesn't personally make changes on his own, he'll never reach long-term health.
Wes doesn't seem to believe the reality of his situation and how dangerous it is for him to continue at this weight. But if he doesn't wake up right now and start doing what he needs, then it's not going to be long for everything I'm warning him of starts to happen.
It's clear Wes didn't take this seriously enough, and Dr. Now seems worried that even this won't serve as a wake-up call. Let's see if Wes can prove him wrong.
It's been a month since my follow-up with Dr. Now, and in many ways, that appointment was a bigger wake-up call than the first one. So I'm taking responsibility for myself. I'm not looking for anyone else to motivate.
Well, so far so good.
I'm sticking to the program. It's kicking my butt, but I'm still doing it. And I'm doing all the exercises each day.
If that's true, then those results will show up on the scale, and for what it's worth, that shirt does look looser on him than it did earlier in the episode.
At my last weigh-in, I was 694 pounds, and Dr. Now said I had to lose 90 pounds in 2 months. And if I did that, I'd be down to at least 640.
Come on, Wes, we're cheering you on. Get on that scale and let's see what it says. Hopefully you made the goal weight
today.
Wow, it looks like Wes was telling the truth. 604 was the goal, so getting down to 606 is fantastic.
That is amazing. Great job, Wes. I'm so proud of you. You lost 89 pounds. That is fantastic.
So it looked like you figured out what to do to lose some weight, right?
Yes, sir. You kicked my butt last time I was here. I didn't want to do that again.
So we'll go ahead and approve you for surgery.
And hey, Wes qualified for surgery. Wes deserves to feel proud for himself. Losing that much weight isn't easy, especially after the slow start.
Yeah, at that last clip, he was looking great. He looked like he had lost a bit of weight. You can really tell once you start getting some weight off, and it's a lot easier to walk and exercise. But yeah, I mean, for a lot of people, that first month is trying to figure it out. That's why I talk about going slow, figure it out. But when you're on Dr. Now's program and you're like that close to death, you don't really got a lot of time to figure it out. You don't got that first month. So you got to really jump right into it. But it sounds like he got his act together and he figured it out. Anyways, let me know what you think about this video. I appreciate you watching. Again, leave a like, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe if you haven't done so. And also check out my description. There's all kinds of links down there. If you want to financially support the channel, there's a Patreon there. I post exclusive content to Patreon that's not going to show up on YouTube. So become a Patreon supporter. It's only $5 a month. Just $5 a month. And I really appreciate that. It helps me improve the channel, getting some stuff that I need. There's also links to my social media and to Discord and my emails down there. So if you want to get a hold of me, you can do that as well. But anyways, I'll let you guys go. I hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. God bless you.